So I wanted to give a list of an idea of what other people think I really am, and what I really am. These are what my friends and the people who got to know me call me, and I acknowledge by looking into myself that they're right. Now, I'm going to go over a list of boxes that I've been put in, but these are the boxes where people are correct. Now, there's a lot of boxes that people try to put me in, or you could call them stereotypes or labels or boxes, but I'm going to call them boxes. And I am not any of the boxes that my father or his crazy wives try to put me in, by the way. They just want to have some narrative fit for them. That's totally different. They're making boxes for their own reasons. But here are the boxes of the people around me, my coworkers, my friends, the people I've been in charge of, the people that I've lived with, and the things that I've identified in myself. These are the boxes that I got to agree with 100% that this is me. Because when you're listening to this, I know it's hard to listen. It's even harder to live this life. It's even harder to hear my own voice back because it's not my own voice. It's the words I want to say, but it's not the voice in my head. It was altered when I got brain damage, and the seizures, every time I come back, I have more problems with it, with talking. Anyways, here are some of the boxes that are correct, stereotypes that are correct about me. If you want to picture what type of person I am, or what I look like, or what type of beliefs I have, or anything like that, these are the stereotypes that will give you an image of me. First of all, I'm disabled and shaky. Expect me to be twitchy and disabled, but only to the point where cold or loud noises or flashing lights seem to affect me. I also seem like a victim. A lot of people have told me that I seem like I was abused a lot. I seem very anxious when people get aggressive. When people start screaming or acting aggressive, I back down and kind of cower a little bit inside. That's my anxiety from people acting aggressive. I do seem like a victim to a lot of people. Now I overcome that. I make sure people don't see it. But if a homeless guy starts screaming and flailing his arms around next to me, you're going to see me back away and act kind of afraid. So, victim. I seem like a victim, and that's because I was. I've been drugged and I was made disabled, so I am a victim. Next is a hippie. All the way back to age 10, I thought hippies had the right idea with environmentalists and all this stuff. I'm going to go over those because those are also boxes that I fit. So, hippie, I like tie-dye colors. I like lots of bright colors. I am totally about the hippie life, but not drugs. I used to be about the drugs for, about an 8-year period, pot mostly, alcohol, stuff like that. There was also some opiates involved. But drugs are not me anymore, but every other stereotype about hippies, I'm pretty close to. Not dirty either, I'm extremely clean. I love my showers as long as the shower is warm. Not the water, the shower itself, because when I come out of the shower, I seize if it's too cold. I can't get myself wet and then come out anymore. When I was younger, I could shock my system a little bit like that, but as time went by, I can't jump in a pool and come right out anymore. I used to feel it. When I used to jump in my brother's pool and come out, I would feel it in my nervous system, but I wouldn't have a seizure too much. It wasn't winter either. It would be July or 100 degrees out when I was in there. So keep that in mind. I'm very clean. Another stereotype I fit is caring, big-hearted. I've heard this one a lot. Zach, you're such a kind person. Zach, you're so big-hearted. Why did you give that money to him? Why did you buy him lunch? Oh my God, you're going to help me move everything, but you just met me. Even my friends didn't help me move out. Oh, you're going to help that girl? Oh, wow. Very kind-hearted, very caring. I'm a very caring person. I'm very big-hearted. That's another box you can put me in. I'm a religious freak. I'm very spiritual. You can put me in there with these very religious people that want to push religion and want to get people closer to God. That's also a box I fit. I am definitely a religious freak. I'm definitely very spiritual. I check that box too. If you want to check another box, I'm a naturalist. I believe that we should respect nature and we should only harness nature to help one another. So eating natural foods, taking natural medicines, but keep in mind that just because it's natural doesn't mean it's safe. You have to research before you take any natural medicines, but there's still bay leaves and a lot of natural foods with benefits, like you got avocados, you got dragon fruits. There's a lot of natural things out there that can be great. So I'm a naturalist. I believe that nature is close to God. I believe that nature has been grown by God to help us. So I'm a big naturalist. I'm big into nature. I'm also a big animal person. I have a lot of respect for animals, bugs, any living creature. I'm a big animal and caring person when it comes to animals. You can check that box. I'm an animal lover. I also try to respect insects. There is a point where I have to use pesticides when you get a big infestation, but when it's one ant or one spider or one stink bug or one ladybug, I make sure not to kill it. I put it on the end of something and I bring it outside. So I'm very natural. I'm a very natural person. Next box is I'm hardworking. I'm so hardworking that I hurt myself too much. I'm the type of person that will be bleeding internally into his crotch, be filled with blood where it's black and blue and you have blood filled into your groin area. I'm not going to go into details. And I still show up to work the next day. I literally am having seizures. I have a GI infection. I'm falling on the ground and I'm still trying to work. I also have walked through the coldest weather during COVID when other people are collecting welfare to make sure our system was working. Make sure everybody was okay because I didn't want to use up the system at that time. I had a job. I had something. I would get the same amount of money staying at home, but I'm hardworking and I wanted to push because that way I would have welfare when I really needed it. Right now, I really need it and they're holding out on me. When COVID was happening and they were giving out welfare like crazy to everybody, I was having seizures on the side of the road, working 60-hour weeks, making sure that you had your gasoline to run your car. And that's actually a funny thing because I don't like gas, I don't like pollution, I'm a total environmentalist, but yet I work at gas stations. But the gas station would still be selling gas if I wasn't there. At least I can tell people more stuff about how to do better and how to protect the environment. I can do a lot more at a gas station than I could living in a shelter. So I get a lot done at a gas station, I do. But I do admit it's weird that I'm an environmentalist, but yet I work at a gas station. That is kind of an oxymoron. But no, that I'm totally against gasoline. I'm totally against pollution. I'm an environmentalist. I also, like I said, the box you could put me in is beyond hardworking. I'm literally like risking my life for minimum wage and my community. I actually did. I had a car run over my hair from walking home from work at night. I did. I had a seizure on the side of the road. Nobody could see me because there's no lights overhead. And so a car ran over my hair after I woke up. I woke up all bumped and bruised. And as I was waking up, I felt a car go right over my hair and pull it. If it was another centimeter, it would have been my ear. And if it was about maybe 2 inches, it would have been my skull. That's how close I was from a car running over my head. But see, I pray to God. I'm a religious freak. So God won't let me die that way. He wants to give my father time to handle this. He wants to make sure that I'm tortured and that gives my father time. I'm okay with paying for my mother's sin and giving more time. But the problem is that I'm suffering greatly. My body is failing, and after 25 years, I don't know how much more I can pay for somebody else's decisions. I've done it for so long. That's another thing. I'm very forgiving. I'm like Jesus, turn the other cheek when it comes to that. When somebody's trying to beat you up, you can put up your arms and protect your head, but I'm not big on trying to hurt somebody back. Bear a gun, and if somebody tries to shoot you, shoot them back. That's not me. I believe in turning the other cheek and taking the beating, standing your ground. I don't run, though. That's the thing. I don't believe, or I can't get myself to run. That's probably the neurological disorder because I have trouble moving my body. But I just sit there and take the beating or take the robbery. Maybe they kick me. Maybe they hit me on the back of the head with a rock, or maybe they push me down and beat me and take my wallets. But then I take that beating and I see these people again, and I tell them, I forgive you. So I'm extra forgiving to people who probably don't deserve it. These are the boxes that you can check. I'm disabled. I'm very, very hurt. I need proper medical care. I'm an environmentalist. I'm a hippie. I'm a naturalist. I'm very caring and big-hearted. I'm very forgiving. I'm super hardworking to the point where I'm risking my life and my body. These are the boxes that you can check for the last 15 years or so. I also worked as a teacher's aide working with special needs kids at the age of 16 to about 19. It was about 4 years or so, so maybe it was 15 to 19. But either way, it's been this way for a long time. Now, I've stolen things in my life. Yeah, I had to learn not to steal. I did. My addiction got a hold of me because you could check the box of addict. I'm a recovering addict. I used to be a drug user, and I help others recover from drugs now. I try to get them the help they need. I try to explain to them that they'll get a taper and it won't feel that bad. Just go, here's the address. Here's somebody who will drive you, and it's just a taper. That drug is easy. I feel bad for the people on meth, though. Meth, there is no taper. There is no good treatment for people on meth. And it's a scary drug. I see it a lot in New Hampshire. Where I live, methamphetamine is the main drug that people use, and it is scary. I've never used it. I'm not a meth user. I don't like stimulants. It sets off my seizures, so I don't like stimulants at all. I don't even drink coffee anymore. But you can check down the box of addict. And I'm definitely a naturalist, so keep in mind that I've been big into holistic medicine. That's medicine made from natural plants. Holistic medicine is good if you've done your research and you're talking to the proper people. But these are the boxes that explain me. Extremely clean, extremely caring, animal person. I've gone through the list a couple times. I mean, that's just it. I seem well educated. People think that I'm some genius, and then when I explain to them I graduated from a special ed school and that I'm labeled mentally disabled and I've been called a gimp my whole life or retard my whole life. When people call me those things, I was a child. But as an adult, people go, oh no, you're lying. There's no way that you were graduated from a special school and you're dumb. There's no way. They think I'm some genius trying to collect money. What's really funny too, because you got my family calling me all these names, being hurtful, and then I have society telling me I'm a genius and that I must be lying about my past and the fact that I was in special ed schools and I was called a retard and gimp. When people hear me speak, they hear the stutter, they hear the voice. They say, yeah, your voice is weird and you sometimes stutter, but the content of your information makes you sound way smarter. Why are you out here? Why are you working a minimum wage job? You should be in college someplace, they tell me. Well, there's a lot to go with that. It has to do with a lot of decisions I made as a child, like moving around to state to state. I didn't have any choice with that, but also I made this decision at 15 to try to treat myself. I had a neurological disorder. I found a couple things like alcohol and pot that seemed to help me, as well as cough medicine. Those things took the edge off, and I thought it might work. But no, it was awful. It just kicked the problem down the line. So you can say, well, there's a lot of problems with my mother, too. I mean, she did awful things to me, and she had a lot of mental disorders that would never get treated, and she never wanted to talk about. My father won't even admit that there was a problem. He'll admit that I had a problem. He'll make up all these stories about me. And then when you give him facts, things that happened right in front of him, he'll go into denial. No, 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 no. Well, that happened right in front of you, Dad. And you're saying that that's not mental? How about giving a kid extra medicine? You don't think that's a problem? No, 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 no. She couldn't have. She couldn't have. What do you mean? She admitted it. She admitted it